What is up, everybody? It is still new driver release season in the world of golf, and today we're going to be continuing with those reviews with the driver that I've heard the most negative about, the Callaway Elyte. I'm going to be testing out each one of these heads, formulating my own review, and letting you know whether these drivers are worth a shot. Now, when a new driver is announced, usually there's just excitement that fills the air, and that's still the case here. I'm still excited to test out these drivers, but there are definitely some negative things that stick out to me right off the bat. First off, the name, Elyte with a Y. I get what they were doing there. It was a play off the name of their founder, Ellie Callaway. So I understand what the theory was behind it, but to me, it just comes off as kind of a cheap and tacky sounding name. It sounds like the name of a US Junior Kids Club or something, cheap off the kids rack, not something that we come to expect from one of the top performance brands in golf in Callaway. What do you guys think? For you though, the name might not matter at all, which brings me to my next negative, the looks. They went back to this almost Big Bertha green and this half matte, half satin, black and dark gray finish on the standard and on the X models with a shiny black crown on the triple diamond, which I have a couple of problems with. Now, personally, I played the AI Smoke all of last year, the triple diamond version, and I loved it. I love the looks of it, but going from the really classic and sleek looking design of the AI Smoke to the new Elyte this year, it just looks a lot cheaper. It seems to me like Callaway has just gone away from the things that people really liked about the looks of the AI Smoke and just kind of done everything the opposite. Now, this one's just a personal thing, but I like the idea of making all of the driver heads look the same on the crown. I don't love that they made the triple diamond shiny versus the matte finish on the other two heads, just because you might get a guy that gets fit into the triple diamond and he really wants that matte finish, but he can't get it. There are 4 different head models in this year's driver line, and in this review we're going to be hitting 3 of them. There's the standard Elyte head, which is going to be the same as the Max head and the AI Smoke and the Paradigm. It's going to be the best blend of forgiveness, low spin, all the great qualities in a good driver, and just blend those all together. Then there's the Elyte X, which is going to be more draw biased, and it's going to be more for those players that struggle with the slice. So think my baseball players or my ex-hockey players out there, all you guys that struggle with the big banana slice, this is probably going to be the driver for you. Then the last one we're going to test in this video is going to be the low spin monster that you're going to see on tour a lot this year, the triple diamond head. Now, as far as tech, all heads still have the same AI face as last year, but with 10 times more control points for more speed across the entire face and an even tighter dispersion. A lower crown profile and heel section provides much better aerodynamics, meaning you'll swing faster throughout the whole swing, not just during impact. And this last piece of technology comes straight from Callaway's website, and it says the Elyte driver features an all-new thermoforged carbon crown, which enables the optimal CG location for low spin and high launch. This all-new aerospace-grade carbon fiber is key to unlocking the speed and distance provided by the new shape. So from all that, Callaway's basically claiming that their new driver goes longer and goes straighter. Where have we heard that before, other than from every other performance brand every single year? Now, looks are subjective, and you may not care about the name, but what everybody should care about is performance. So with all the negativity surrounding this driver, we're going to put it through its paces and see how it performs for ourselves. So we'll start with the standard Elyte head here. This one should be the most well-rounded and pretty good in every category. All right, so that's 10 shots with the standard Elyte, and there were a few shots that stood out to me, starting with this one. This is gonna be kind of my perfect driver shot. So we got all the numbers, kind of where I wanna see them. Club head speed, around 115, pretty normal. Ball speed, a little bit lower than some other drivers that we've tested, but nothing to be too upset about. Spin rate, it spun low enough, which is something that I was glad to see. We've seen Max heads before in some other driver testings spin up too much in the Max head, so they spin it 3,000, 4,000, all of a sudden that ball's ballooned straight up in the air, drops straight out of the sky, and we lose distance, and we don't get numbers like 301 carry and 325 total. Now on the flip side, you have a shot like this. Smash factor being 1.47 tells me that I hit it pretty well, out of the middle of the face at least. Club head speed was even higher than the last one, ball speed was even higher, but that spin rate jumped up to over 3,000, causing the total distance to lose 25 yards. Now, that being said, am I gonna be mad about missing, the middle of the fairway by 20 feet and it rolling out to 300 yards? No, but it's just the potential for distance isn't, fulfilled on that shot right there, which in some other drivers that I've tested, it has been. Now, with this being one of the more forgiving driver heads that Callaway's offering this year, it didn't really stand out to me as any more forgiving or anywhere near as forgiving as some of the other 10K heads that we've tested, such as the Cobra Max K, the QI35, or even the GT2. All right, so after testing each one of these heads, hitting 10 shots with each one, I will have all the data side by side so we can go over it and compare it, but we're gonna move on to the Elite X head, which is gonna be a little bit more draw bias. So for those guys that struggle with slices, this driver is gonna be a really good option for them. Now I will say my miss is an overdraw left, so I might not be the perfect person to test this driver, but you know, we're gonna give it a shot. So for these next few swings here, we're really gonna try and slice this golf ball. Act as if, you know, I'm somebody that slices the golf ball a ton, and this driver might be the fix for that. Let's see if we can't get some slices on here. Wow, that's crazy. All right, 2 more slice swings. Really impressed with that one. It didn't slice at all. That was a big old push slice there. I don't want to count that one. That's not a driver thing. That's a me thing. Yeah, there it is. Okay, last one here. Let's give it some beans. Let's try and get one out there as far as we can. So that's 10 swings with the Callaway Elyte X, and I do want to say that I know this club is a draw bias club, an anti-slice club. It is able to be sliced. I opened it up and I just swung straight across it, tried to slice it as much as I could, and this was the result. So it definitely isn't, you know, slice proof. It's not anti-slice. It's not going to automatically fix your slice. It just might be a little crutch for you. Now there were also shots like this. 149 smash hit really well. 115 club, what we're used to seeing. Ball speed about the same as the standard version. Spin rate about the same. Carry distance, 293, a little bit less. Total distance, 316. So, I mean, the potential is there, and I do want to say it probably drew a little bit more than I felt like it should have, which is a good thing for this club. You know, I want it to be drawing more than I feel like it should. That means it's doing its job. So I do think there are definitely positives with this driver. Personally, it's not for me and my swing. I overdraw, but for you guys that slice out there, this could be a really good option for you. Alrighty, so last head here, we're gonna be moving into the Elite Triple Diamond, which is gonna be for your better ball striker. It's gonna be lower spinning. It's gonna be a lot less forgiving. It's gonna be what you're gonna see on tour heads. So Xander Schauffele, Akshay Bhatia, the Callaway guys, they'll all be probably in the Triple Diamond head. All right, last swing here, we're gonna give this one the beans. So of the 3 heads I tested, the Triple Diamond was definitely my favorite. I didn't hate the shiny black finish as much as I thought I was going to at address. It gave me shots like this that had, you know, 2200 spin, 308 carry, total 331, and it went plenty high, which I was a little bit concerned about with the Triple Diamond. So overall, really, really impressed with the Triple Diamond. Definitely my favorite of the 3 heads. Alrighty, so comparing the numbers here, starting with the one that's labeled driver is gonna be the Standard Elite. It's spun at 2700, which is a little bit higher than I'd like to see, but it's okay. Swung it around 117 miles an hour, which is about where I'm used to seeing. 172 miles an hour ball speed, also fine. And then the total distance and carry, both fine. Then we moved to the Elite X. For some reason, I swung it considerably slower. Not really sure why. I didn't feel like I was. But as we can see, I was swinging it considerably slower than the other 2, leading to lower ball speed, higher spin, and lower distance, which, you know, isn't something that I'm overly shocked by. I wasn't expecting to, you know, like this club the most. It is made for guys that slice the ball. I am the opposite of that. I hook the ball. So overall, you know, kind of what I expected. I expected the numbers to be down a little bit, but let's move on to the Triple Diamond. So the Triple Diamond I was shocked by. I swung it basically the same as the Standard Elite. Club head speed wise, ball speed was essentially the same. It spun more actually. And the total distance was only, or the total carry distance was only up 4 yards, and the total distance was only up, you know, less than a yard. So not, you know, as much distance as I expected from the Triple Diamond compared to the other 2 heads. I also think that squash shape of the triple diamond head is just what I'm used to looking at as I have the AI Smoke triple diamond now. So that might just be something that suits my eye, but you know, the numbers don't lie. From the regular standard Elite to the triple diamond, it didn't seem like the triple diamond stood out that much more. All right, so my overall thoughts on the Callaway Elyte series, honestly, I'm a little bit underwhelmed. As far as forgiveness, almost every other driver that I've tested, at least in 2025, has definitely outperformed the Elite. And I was really hoping the triple diamond would redeem the other two heads by being a low spin monster that, you know, knuckles and goes forever, and it really wasn't, as we saw on the numbers. I'm not saying it's a bad driver, but I'm saying compared to the other drivers that I've tested that have been released in the year 2025, they don't really stack up. So pair that with the subpar looks and the kind of tacky name, and in my opinion, Callaway was kind of a swing and a miss with driver this year. Now, I'm not saying if you're going to get fit for driver, don't hit the Callaway Elyte. The numbers might be a lot different for you. You know, that's why we go and get fit. I'm just saying if it was me personally putting a new driver in the bag for 2025, it probably wouldn't be any of the Elite heads. That's it for this review. Now that I have completed the gauntlet, I've tested, you know, all the major manufacturers' new drivers of 2025. I will be doing a head-to-head in the near future, figuring out which one is my favorite for the year and which one probably will get a spot in my bag. So make sure you guys are hitting that subscribe button down below to stay up to date on that. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed the content, make sure you guys are hitting that like button down below too. And until next time, peace out.